audio?
Yeah. Your
Are we live?
Your audio's coming through. Let me mute you. Okay. Can you talk?
Yes. I unmuted myself because you were talking. Now you'll be able to hear me. That's because you're muted. Now you're
about that?
unmuted.
How's that?
Yep, I've been hearing you all along, which is interesting. Where was I hearing you? Can you hear me, Steve? I don't
know.
think Steve can hear me.
I can hear you. I got you.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. All of a sudden, I hear you twice. Maybe I shouldn't be listening in Discord. Can you please talk, Steve?
I'm talking and talking and just more talking. I just can't get enough
Yes.
of talking.
I need to turn you off in Discord.
No, more of me.
Device. Okay. No, I think one of you is enough.
Maybe we should take a vote on that.
There you go. Hey, Steve, wiggle your headphones around. Do this. No,
How's
do
that?
this to the cords. Okay, now move it over towards where it's plugged in.
How's that?
Maybe not. I would like the record to show that he has a $300 pair of headphones sitting right next to him, and he's choosing to use these crappy Sony earbuds from the 1960s.
No, I think they're from the 80s.
Okay, I might go for 80s. That's about it. All right.
But they're
well,
foldable.
do we have? Yes, but you have. You want me to? I could put on cruddy headphones too, and I won't ever know what the audio really sounds like.
No,
Should
but
I do that?
You're the on-air talent. You need to hear everything.
Okay, that
perfectly.
crack just happened that I was talking about. The audio
maybe-
breakup.
I may have. Was it this? Oh, you know what it might be?
No, it
is
was
this
like a
going-
wire moving. Yes. Now your audio's gone. You're gone. They had earbuds in the 60s? Yeah, probably not. Well, I don't know if they call earbuds. They're over the ear head or over the head headphones. Okay, now he's gone. All right, I'm going to work on roll call while Steve messes around over there. We used to have Steve, but Steve's back.
Can you hear me?
Still can't hear him.
Really?
We have Kevin. We may or may not have Donald. We got Brett.
Testing.
Dorothy's there. You are. You're back. We have Dorothy, John, Nuclear John. Maybe Rose is back in the house. Who's Rain? I'm not sure who Rain is. And
Rain.
Rick C. and Sandy.
Welcome, Rain.
Wait, Rose is there, but she's not. There's Rose. Hi, Rose. So, have we talked to Rain before?
I don't recall talking to Rain.
But my memory's not so good, so it could have been last week we met Rain or 5 years ago. Either way, I wouldn't be able to remember.
Rain with a 1.
Yep, Rain with the run. Lady Dorothy. Oh, my.
Lady Dorothy.
All right, have you aligned the clock?
Oh, clock
Yep.
looks...
No, the
actually-
clock looks good.
You know, that means you haven't moved your monitor since last Sunday.
No, so I know I did this since last Sunday,
Wow. That's
and it
pretty
goes right into
close.
place.
Wow. Impressive.
I finally like my lighting. I like the blue.
Mhm.
Got my, we could pretend this is Canada Day.
Oh, it is Canada Day. Happy Canada Day to all your Canadians.
All your Canadians.
All you Canadians.
Any of the Canadians that you own?
Do we have any Canadians here tonight?
I'm Jerry Jr. on the group or
Oh,
Facebook.
Jerry Jr., right. He has been here.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think he keeps reminding us of that. Hey, tell me
Hey,
if my...
we're old. What?
Tell me, I'm going to have to play with my audio because I'm getting feedback. Tell me if you can hear this now. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. I just muted myself.
Yeah, you were hearing too many of you.
Too many of me, yeah.
Come
Yeah.
on. I thought more Steve is always better, right?
Well, not for me.
No pretending needed today for Canada Day.
No, it's not pretending. We have a lot of Canadian friends.
Yep. Oh, TJ's here, and he's alive.
TJ, I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, where were you last week? What the heck? All right, it's probably time I get started. I think I just heard myself through the doorway. All right, I think we should get started. I'm going to mute you now. Goodbye. Hi, this is Allison. Okay, what happened there? There was a big delay. looks cut off. No,
Hey, Al.
What?
I don't have your screen share.
Well, you lost it because I did it. I can see that it's there.
It's. Oh, you know what? Let me get rid of the MacBook. That's okay. I had my MacBook covering it up.
You
Let
had
me put that
Marianne.
below. Yeah, let's put
You had
Marianne below.
Marianne.
All right. I'll mute myself.
There we go. All right. Come on. Come on. There we go. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeet.com, a technology geek podcast with an ever so slight Apple bias. Today is Sunday, July 1st, 2018, and this is show number 686. Well, I have to say happy Canada Day to all of our Canadian friends all day long. Stephen Getz has been sending me pictures of how beautiful it is in Canada. So happy Canada Day to all of you. Well, in Chit Chat Across the Pond this week, Bart is back with Programming by Stealth, installment 57, where we dig even deeper into Bootstrap layout. This time, we get to start playing around with the Bootstrap grid, where we learn that containers have rows that have columns and the importance of the number 12. You have to listen to it to find out why. I do have to say that it kind of made my head hurt this episode, a little bit more than it has in a while, but I think we stuck with it long enough until I grasped the concepts. I told Bart that the jury is out until I take a shot at the homework. You can find this episode under Programming by Stealth or Chit Chat Across the Pond in your podcatcher of choice, or there's a link in the episode, a link to the episode, I should say, and Bart's most awesome tutorial in the show notes. All right. How about, a save. That's a save. NCF. Save. All right. Oh, there it is. Minus 125.8 wingman points. What did he do? TJ, for being gone last time? Couldn't connect to Wi-Fi, or I just forgot. One or the other. Oh, yes, a chapter mark. That would be a good idea. Chapter mark. And this is going to be a little bit of a tribute episode to Bart here.
Did you just talk about Chit Chat Across the Pond?
Yep.
Okay, good.
That's why you put in your thing, right?
I just want to make sure I wasn't jumping the gun there. I thought you did, but...
Nope, you were right after the gun. Now we're going to listening to Bart really pays off.
Okay, I'll be before the gun. Bye-bye.
It's probably not a good week to talk about that. Here we go. Come on. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. There we go. Oh, I think you should show Sandy the picture of Charlie that I took. We babysat our grand puppy over the weekend, and I got a hilarious picture of her.
I'll put that in the chat.
Miss Charlie.
Miss Charlie.
Also known to Sandy as Sandy.
It's the only dog I know that can wear a comb over. How did you send that? Was that...
I think I also I grammed it, I Instagrammed it.
Oh, look at you go, girl.
I did. All right. Muting you. Bye. So, speaking of Bart, he's been teaching you and me for many, many years now. Between his Taming the Terminal series and now his Programming by Stealth series, he's attempted to cram vast amounts of information and knowledge into our brains. My dad used to say that children are like wine bottles. You should pour as much information into them. That didn't come off right. Well, speaking of Bart, he's been teaching you and me for many, many years now. Between his Taming the Terminal series and now his Programming by Stealth series, he's attempted to cram vast amounts of knowledge into our brains. When I was a little kid, my mom used to complain because my father would try to tell us so much information about everything. And he said, children are like wine bottles. You should just pour as much information into them as you can. And while most spills off around the sides, some gets inside every single time you try. That's definitely true with Bart and me and all of the work he's done to try to instruct me over the years. Well, often when Bart is teaching me, I wonder, when am I ever going to apply what he's trying to teach me? I mean, it's just like, oh, come on, I'm never going to need that. Sometimes I say it out loud, but I think it often. Well, this week I had an epiphany about all of this, and I wanted to tell you how it played out. Steve, in the second paragraph of the article, there's no period after the first sentence. The word teach and before this should have a period. If you could fix that for me, I'd appreciate it. And we keep going. I create the blog at podfeet.com using the open source content management system WordPress. You've heard me mention it quite a few times before, but let's run through a little bit of how it works so I can tell my story. WordPress runs on what's called the LAMP stack. That's a combination of the L is the Linux operating system, the A is Apache web server, then M is MySQL as the database, and PHP as the programming language brings in the P, hence LAMP. You can also run WordPress on Windows or Mac, where it's called WAMP or MAMP, respectively, but most people run WordPress on Linux. The words I type, the photos I upload, and the links I include in the blog post all get shoved into the MySQL database. From there, the look and feel of the display of the text, photos, and everything else is all controlled by the WordPress software through the theme that somebody chooses. The theme is written in the programming language PHP, the P in LAMP, and using CSS or cascading style sheets to help make it look pretty. It's through the theme that you control whether a site has a left or right sidebar, what color and size the headings are, and how the menus are displayed. On top of the theme, you can also install plugins, and they also modify the way things work on a website. For example, most people use a plugin called Akismet to control spam comments. At any given moment, I have at least, 15 to 20 plugins running to manage various things on my website. Well, Bart keeps telling me it's a good idea not to have too many plugins running because sometimes there are unintended consequences due to interactions between the plugins. I try really hard not to add new plugins, but they're so often useful that I add more than I probably should. Now, Bart taught me most of what I know about WordPress. I did get my earliest instructions from my buddy Niraj, and Helma has been a huge help more recently with CSS, of course. Bart taught me how to install WordPress on my Mac to test new ideas. He taught me about the database and what it means. He taught me about themes. He taught me about plugins. Without Bart, podfeet.com would not be what it is today. Now, according to the web technology organization W3Techs.com, that's TECHS.com, which surveys the top 10 million websites every single day, WordPress now powers 30% of the websites on the internet. If you just look at sites that use content management systems, WordPress has a 60% market share. Because WordPress is so dominant, that makes them a very juicy target for cyber attacks. Now, how many times have you heard Bart say, stay patched and stay secure? And you've heard him talk frequently about attacks on WordPress during security bits. For minor releases of WordPress, I have podfeet.com set to automatically update, and I update the plugins manually and without question as soon as I see the little badge light up saying there's an update. Now, remember how I said Bart advises to keep your plugins to a minimum? Sometimes these WordPress updates can cause conflicts, either with the theme you've chosen or one of your plugins, or even both. Having a site down because you applied a security patch is distressing, but trust me, it is way, 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 way better than having malware injected into your database. I had to clean up a website once that I had neglected, and I will never go through that again. I will have my site down for a couple of days because I've applied a patch before I would ever do that. So far, I haven't had the site down because of that. However, when WordPress 4.9.6 came out, it caused a failure on podfeet.com. It was really more of an inconvenience, but that's the problem I needed to solve. Here's a description of the failure that I did have. After I write a blog post, I make sure all of the images are well placed. I let Grammarly tell me where I missed commas or had extra ones. I verify all of the links, and I let Steve do his quality control thing. Finally, I hit the publish button in the web interface of WordPress. Normally when I do that, the web interface refreshes, taking me back to the WordPress interface. The publish button changes to say update for future changes, and WordPress reveals a view post link. However, after the WordPress 4.9.6 update, when I hit publish on a blog post, the web page simply went blank. Bart taught us that if you turn on the developer tools in your browser, you can use the web inspector to see what's going on. Well, I tried that with this blank page, but oddly, the web inspector was completely empty except for a header and body tag, but nothing inside it. So, support for WordPress is through the community since it's an open source platform. I described my problem in the WordPress.org forums, and I got the answer that I expected. It was suggested that I change my theme to the default and turn off all of my plugins. Now, this is a wee bit of a sledgehammer approach. I was kind of hoping to use a scalpel on this problem. Changing the theme is a quick click of a button, test, and put the original theme back, so it's really not that hard. Reluctantly, I toggled my theme from my lovely Site Origin North to the reference theme 2017. Changing the theme did not fix the problem, and surprisingly, it did cause some problems I wasn't expecting. Built into the newer versions of WordPress are some customizations you can apply. So in WordPress itself, now you're not really doing the theme, you're not doing plugins, you're actually talking in WordPress. For example, I have no sidebars on my new design, but I do have a footer with widgets in them. Flipping the theme over to the reference 2017 theme and back borked several of the customizations I had in an unexpected way, including moving my footer into a sidebar. Now, Growly Bear on Twitter saw my distress and he jumped in to help. Might be a she, actually. I don't know. I just assumed Growly Bear was a boy, but we'll see. Anyway, I was able to sort things back to the way they should look with his help. But I still had my original annoyance. I really didn't want to turn off all my plugins to test for the failure. So I told you I have a lot of plugins installed, but not all of them are active. I would have to sort through which ones were supposed to be off and which ones were only recently turned off, and that would be a big slog. I contemplated putting them all into a spreadsheet or printing the whole mess to PDF and scribbling on it, but none of this sounded like a good geeky solution. Again, it felt like a sledgehammer. Well, Alex from Site Origin, my theme developer, suggested a path that sounded much more fun. By the way, I pay for Site Origin Premium, and it's worth every penny. I get instant access to help. And this was clearly not a problem from Site Origin, or probably not, but Alex was there to help me. Like I said, his solution sounded like more fun. Remember that blank page I get after posting shows pretty much nothing in the web inspector? Alex suggested I enable the debug option for WordPress. He sent me a link to the WP_debug instructions over on WordPress.org, with a disclaimer that I might need some help. I do appreciate that he doesn't know my skill level, since he does not know I've been learning from Bart all these years. In reading the instructions Alex sent along, I learned that WP_debug is a single line of text that you insert into the WP-config file. I was, of course, extremely comfortable FTPing into my website, drilling through the WordPress directories, opening WP-config, and inserting the line, define WP-debug, true. After editing config.php, I tried publishing a blog post, and I was rewarded with a beautiful message on screen. Instead of a blank screen, now one of the messages said, fatal error, and it ended with searcheverything.php. Well, Search Everything is a plugin I use to enhance the way the built-in WordPress search works in WordPress. Now, I only had one plugin to toggle off, and sure enough, boom, fixed the problem. That wasn't enough for me. I went to the plugin developers page and I tried to find a place to write to the developer to explain the issue. Instead, I found a discussion forum where a few people were talking about this very problem. Even better, someone named Carla pinpointed the problem to a failing call to Zamanta. Had something to do with JSON. And I knew what JSON is from Programming by Stealth. Well, I didn't know what Zamanta was, but she pointed right at the problem spot in the code. The code was written in JavaScript, so I was really comfortable reading it because of Bart and the Programming by Stealth series. Another contributor named Andronidko suggested a change to the code which appeared to allow the plugin to continue even if that pesky Zamanta error was there saying that it didn't respond. Of course, I'm comfortable editing JavaScript, so I jumped into the plugin using the Atom text editor Bart suggested years ago, made the modification, verified that the Search Everything plugin no longer breaks my blog posting process, and I felt really powerful. Unfortunately, it looks like the developer of Search Everything hasn't updated the plugin in over a year, so it's quite neglected, and there's no way to write to them to tell them they've got this problem. With Bart Security Bits hat on, he advises that plugins that aren't kept up to date are also security risks. Obviously, I have to move along, and I have found a new plugin for this functionality. But I got to tell you, it was kind of fun hacking the code. Now, I wanted to write this up to thank Bart for the foundation he's given us in so many different fields. My ability to solve this problem did not come in one lesson. It came in many, many lessons stretched literally over years. It came with patience on Bart's part as he explained things in the podcast, plus the time he spends writing up his extraordinary tutorials. It came with his desire to share his vast knowledge with the community. He gives us power, and that is a great thing. Bottom line, listen to Bart. He's a really smart guy. How was that? Boy, have I missed anything?
That was
Brett,
excellent. Well
Brett
done.
leaves for MacStock a week from Friday?
Yeah.
Isn't it? What's the date of MacStock? I should start working
July
on my
20th
presentation.
You probably should.
I got to start working on that. I did start working on it, and I ran into a huge problem, so I have to change my talk.
Yeah, it's July 20th, so it's still a couple, almost 3 weeks away.
I got time.
Wow, Brett, you must be spending some time there.
He's taking the train.
Yeah, but it doesn't take 3 weeks. Unless he's
he,
taking the slow
he goes
boat.
to Chicago and has
vacation time. Friday the 13th.
TJ got a Fitbit? Oh, save. I should save.
Good job. Good job, Kevin. Wingman
Kevin
comes
said
in.
So. Okay. Now I'm going to whine about Instagram. All right.
Don't worry, Brett. I'm sure the trains will run just fine on Friday the 13th.
You're bad.
No, I just don't believe in that stuff. It's fun to talk about, to joke around about.
Sure.
So Rick is, Rick, have we met you at MacStock? He says he's been there every year. Do you remember meeting Rick?
What is Rick's last name?
C. I assume it starts.
Nice, Steve. I like how real time the audio is in the chat room because Rick got that immediately. He heard you say that.
Yeah.
That's funny. Fly out of LAX on Friday the 13th.
So everyone's leaving on Friday the 13th.
Oh, wow. So Jerry Jr. Oh, Rain changed his name to Jerry Jr.
Cartwright. Thank you, Kevin.
Oh, Rick Cartwright. Okay.
Yeah, we have met.
Yeah. But I hope everybody's wearing a badge because I'm so bad at names.
Yes.
I grew up working in a company that I always had, everybody had badges with their names. So I never learned to memorize names. Just never happened.
Yep, me too.
Yes, literally, you too.
Me too.
Which is kind of strange.
I like David's avatar.
Oh. Figured it'd be easier to know who I am if I changed it. Yeah. I do have a pretty good skill of remembering who, knowing that Big in Virginia is Kevin and his daughter's name is Sarah. It's Sarah John but I not only can remember, it's like the podcast I can actually remember more than I can in real life. It's if I meet you. I actually think I've discovered something recently. I can't see people's faces when I close my eyes. So if I close my eyes, I cannot picture Steve.
Oh, that's sad.
I know.
I can picture
it is really sad.
In perfect picture of Allison when I close my eyes. In fact,
really?
I can't forget you.
It makes me sad.
Me too.
I can picture you in a photograph, but I can't picture you. I can if I. No, actually, I can't see a photograph either.
Wow, that's I think that's some brain abnormality.
It might be. Should ask Dr. Gary about that. Actually, that would be a good memory question.
Yes, it would.
She is going to be on Chit Chat next week.
There is a condition where people actually don't recognize faces even when they're looking at them. I forget what it's called.
Well, yeah. Maybe I've got that only backwards.
Yeah, the non-live version.
Right. Oh, I want to keep playing. I don't want to read another article.
All right, let's just play.
Okay.
Playtime.
Playtime. Did they like the? Oh, I got to go back, scroll up, and see if they like
Yeah,
the picture.
I'll scroll
of,
back
of,
in the chat room. Man, lot of talking, a lot of gabbing.
Hey, didn't one scroll anymore? Oh
There we
man,
go.
you guys have been chatty.
There's Sea Dog.
Oh, Charlie Dog. Okay, good. Sandy thinks she's adorable. Isn't that the most hilarious ear? So
Yeah.
I've been noticing that portrait mode is getting way, way better on things that aren't people. I mean, look at that. That should not be all in focus. Her face shouldn't be in focus, and it is.
Yep. You used to just recognize people, right?
Right. And then it got, it was usually pretty bad at non-people stuff, but I did a picture of Steve and Kyle were building a workbench, and they had another bench in front of them that had a whole bunch of tools on it, and I put the tools in focus with portrait mode and everything else not, and it was very wide and had all of that in focus, and it used to only take the stuff that was in the center, and then it would drop off to the sides, which was unnatural, and it actually went correctly.
Maybe I could
TJ
pull up
says
that.
he can't see a picture.
Maybe I could pull up that photo. Did you posted that?
Can you do search?
Yeah,
what? Do it. Use search, TJ. Search for Charlie.
I'll pull it up in the chat room.
It's on Facebook, but yeah,
there it is. It's in the chat room now on the broadcast. If you can see the broadcast, TJ.
Oh, TJ says I can't see a picture, but yeah, you can use search and you put Charlie in it, Miss Charlie.
Are you watching the live feed with the chat room embedded, TJ? Because she's on screen with all her glorious ears, all two of them.
Dog with a comb. Oh, I thought it was in Discord. It is, TJ.
Yeah,
it is in Discord.
It's in Discord.
If you use the search in Discord, search for Charlie, and it'll drop the picture right in. Have you seen that, Steve? Click on search above the names.
Yeah, let me try that. Oh, that's mentioned.
And then type above the
Charlie.
names. There you go. Type Charlie. And hit enter. Charlie.
Oh yeah, comes right up. Nice.
Miss Charlie.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So the thing about that workbench is we had this temporary, real rickety workbench, 2 sawhorses and a plank between them, what we were doing all our work from to build the real workbench. And right as we finished the real workbench, I want to put everything on the real workbench, but we're done. We had to put everything away. So we just left some of the stuff on the new workbench just to pretend we were using it for a little bit.
You guys were still working. You guys were doing something to the legs, I think.
Yeah, may have been adjusting the legs. Where's that picture?
I'm looking for it. I'm opening up photos, though, so this will probably bring my computer to its knees.
Oh, boy.
I don't know if I named that photo.
TJ sees
There it is. I got it.
All right, drop it in there, Podfeet.
I'm working on it. Let's see. It's got the word portrait on top, so I'll cut around that. Here it is. I love the way we can put images in Discord.
That's a big plus. Editing. Oh, there you go.
Isn't that pretty cool?
Yeah, that's cool.
A screenshot of it.
Nice bokeh, dear.
Yeah, I mean, look at all the stuff that should be in focus is in focus. I mean, it looks correct, which is odd. I thought it was a cool shot. You were like, that's stupid. We're out in focus.
Well, at first I thought you were taking a shot of us, but now I realize what you were trying to do.
It was artsy fartsy.
Yes, it was. Very artsy fartsy.
All right, I should get back to work.
Yes.
Okay. Muting you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, I'm trying to be one of the cool kids and use Instagram. I don't entirely get yet what it offers that I don't get from Facebook and Twitter, but I'm trying anyway. My niece says it's her happy place because it doesn't seem to be as filled with, as much anger as Twitter, and it doesn't feel as creepy as Facebook, even though it's owned by Facebook. I want to be happy too, so I'm trying to be better at Instagram. My first act was to move Instagram out of a social folder and onto my home screen so I'd even remember to open it. Then I started adding people and looking at their photos. I have to say there's something peaceful about scrolling through images and tapping the little heart. It feels good. Well, I started contributing some images myself. And there are things that I like and things that I don't like about Instagram. I like that I can select a photo, write a clever caption, and then tell Instagram to post to Facebook and Twitter as well. It's kind of nice to have that all in one step. However, then I have to go back into Facebook and change the Instagram handles to real names. On the Twitter side, you can't edit the message, so you just kind of hope that their Instagram and Twitter handles are the same. It's a good thing that Steve is at SP Sheridan on Instagram and Twitter, since he's the person I'm most likely to include. Now, while the experience is pretty good on the phone, I spend a lot of time on my Mac, and I would prefer to do my gramming from there. Is that how the kids say it? Anyway, the problem is there's no app for the Mac. Heck, there's not even an app for the iPad. You can go to Instagram.com from a real computer, and at first it'll look like you can only get links to download the app on the iOS App Store or the Google Play Store, but there is a button that says Continue As, and you can log in from there. So I was really happy I'm going to be able to do it from my Mac. Except when you get into your account, you'll notice that you can only view other people's content. And, you can heart or comment on their images, but there's no little plus button at the bottom of the screen, so you can't contribute your own images. I have to be able to contribute. It's in my nature. Well, I've got a solution to the problem with Instagram, and as you learn about it, remember, this is not just useful for Instagram.com, and it might help you with any website that doesn't want to let you play from a real computer's web browser. Now, you may remember Bart talking about how we have a digital fingerprint on the internet, and how one of the ways we can be identified is by the information in the header of our web browser. You know, whenever we go to a site, we visit a site, that information goes from our web browser to the website. One of the pieces of information in the header is the device and browser version you're using. That information is called the user agent string. If you go to Instagram.com using a mobile device, Instagram does include the plus button to add your own images. So all we need to do is trick the website into thinking we're on a mobile device when we're actually on our big girl computers. We need to change our user agent to pretend to be a mobile browser. So getting into this goes through a path that's a common technique used by developers as a way to see how their website looks on different devices. So it's really not that hard to do on Safari. I'm going to walk you through how to do it on Safari using the developer tools, and then we'll take a look at Chrome and Firefox. So if you open Safari Preferences and select on the Advanced tab, you'll see a checkbox at the bottom that says Show Develop Menu in Menu Bar. Once you check that, you will now see a new item called Develop in the menu bar of your Mac when Safari is open. From there, select the Develop menu, pull down to User Agent, and then slide over and choose Safari iOS 11.0 iPhone. I'm assuming that will get updated to 12 when we get to 12, but go ahead and tell it that you want to be an iPhone on iOS 11. With your user agent set to spoof the iPhone, Instagram.com will refresh automatically, and now you have a set of menus at the bottom. You'll see the home button, the search button, the plus button we were looking for to add our own images, the heart, and the little person that shows you your own posts. It looks just like the real Instagram app. Now that we have our plus button, we can add an image. You probably know that Instagram was made to have square images, but they've recently decided to allow us to do rectangular images. If you're on a mobile device, you'll notice a little double arrow in the bottom left that you can tap to change from square to rectangular. On the desktop browser, though, even when pretending to be an iPhone, the image might come in really big and you won't see that double arrow. Simply scroll up and maybe even to the left a little bit, and you will eventually see the button. It doesn't always work. It really dislikes high aspect ratio tall images. It has a lot of trouble with that. Like a screenshot from the iPhone 10. Nope, you're not going to be able to do it. It's going to cut it off. But who knows? It probably cuts it off on Instagram in the app too. Anyway, so now we've got our image. We can see what we're doing. Finally, you can hit next, write your clever caption, and then hit share. Sadly, you do not get the option to share to Facebook and Twitter, but at least you can post a photo to Instagram from your desktop. By the way, once the developer tools are visible in Safari, you don't have to mess around with installing those again. Those stay on there. However, you do have to change the user agent every single time you open Instagram.com. It's not too hard once you get used to doing it. Now, we don't want to leave our Chrome and Firefox friends out in the cold, right? Well, they should get to play on Instagram, I think. So let's start with Chrome, which is surprisingly unintuitive. The good news is you don't have to turn on the developer tools because they're always available in the menu bar. In the far upper right of any Chrome window, you should see 3 vertical dots. If you tap on those dots and choose More Tools and then Developer Tools, you'll get going. Now, if you're a keyboard junkie, just use Command-Option-I to open them. And that's by Control-Alt-I for our Windows brethren. Okay, so once we've done that, once we turn on our developer tools, it turns on a big giant panel at the bottom of the Chrome window showing the console. And this can be pretty intimidating. It is a confusing mess. It's got tabs and menus and all kinds of other glop. I mean, it is an amazing amount of glop on screen. But if you can shield your eyes from all the glop, look for another set of 3 vertical dots on the far right side of this new panel you've opened. Choose More Tools again, and this time, choose Network Conditions. I told you it wasn't intuitive, right? Network Conditions. I have no idea what that has to do with anything. Anyway, things are going to get a little less intimidating, other than the 5 vertical menu bars in this lower panel, once you choose the Network Conditions. You'll finally see User Agent and a checkbox that says Select Automatically. If you disable that checkbox, you'll be shown a pull-down where you can choose your device. I chose Chrome iPhone. Now, unlike on Safari, where it refreshes automatically when you change the user agent, you will need to refresh Chrome to see the changes to Instagram. Once you do, you will now see that plus button to add your images to Instagram. Sadly, you have to keep this giant console pane open at the bottom while you play in Instagram. If you close it, Chrome refreshes automatically now and puts the user agent back to automatic. I have to say, Chrome's path to happiness here was ugly and clumsy at best. However, one of the reasons people like Chrome is because of the vast extensions library. I did a quick search and found an extension entitled User Agent Switcher for Chrome. There were a bunch of them, but that's the one I picked, and there's a link in the show notes to it. With this extension installed, I now have a nice little button right in my menu bar next to 1Password that I can tap and choose from an array of options, one of which is iPhone 6. This will give you your little plus button on Instagram. If you love Chrome and you need to do this often, I would absolutely consider using an extension instead of the glop-ridden developer tools path. All right, if you thought Chrome was complicated, it has nothing on Firefox. I found the instructions over on howtogeek.com, but they are so geeky, I didn't even test them out. After how easy the extension was on Chrome, I thought, let's go hunting for one for Firefox. I found User Agent Switcher by Linder, which is compatible with the latest version of Firefox, unlike some of the other ones I looked at. The one by Linder has 74,000 users and 3.5 stars, so I figured that's probably worth it, and I gave it a whirl. I have to say, of all the solutions, this was the prettiest. Tapping on the extension in the Firefox menu bar opens this very pretty little grid of colored icons to let you choose mobile versus desktop and which OS you want to use. I tapped on the Apple logo under mobile, hit refresh on Instagram, and there was my little plus button ready to let me play like the cool kids. So the bottom line is that I'm really annoyed that so many services are going mobile only, but in the words of one of my favorite geeks, Nightwise, we can make technology work for us. If you want to see pictures of Forbes and Tesla and maybe a geek image from time to time, go follow me on Instagram at Podfeet. We're talking about movies now. Lost in Space reboot.
Yeah. Before we do that, you got to see this picture of Kevin. Scroll back a little bit to Kevin's photo from 1968.
Oh, I saw that come up, and I looked over. It distracted me. But now I can't find it. In
front of the Christmas tree. Just use the little search window and type in Kevin.
Open original. Well, that's interesting. I see an open original button.
Yeah, let me try that. It'll probably break something.
It opens it in a web browser.
Yeah, probably full. Yeah, that's full res.
cdn.discordapp.com. Oh, look at that. Oh, Kevin,
Isn't that great?
I want to squeeze a little cheese.
He thinks
Are
he got
you hot?
He thinks he got the robot from Lost in Space as a Christmas gift.
Oh, that's awesome.
Now,
you probably wish you still had that.
Did you like the reboot?
Oh,
Lost
Jerry
in
Jr.
Space?
followed me on Instagram. Did I like what?
The reboot Lost in Space series.
I loved it.
Isn't it? Wasn't it good?
Loved it. I think it's fantastic.
Really well done.
Yeah.
I thought it was better than the original in many ways.
Yeah, surprisingly, the only character I don't really like is Parker Posey's character. She plays Dr. Smith, and I love Parker Posey, but I am not fond of her. I didn't in this. I didn't like her in this. But everybody else is amazing. The two daughters.
Yeah, great interaction.
No, you love the daughters, right?
Yeah, well, they play off each other pretty well, and the son. By the way, I know we typically don't do sports news, and I apologize, but LeBron James just signed with the Los Angeles Lakers. 4-year contract, $154 million.
Are you serious? Isn't he old?
No, he's not young, but he's like one of the best players in the NBA. Some will say the best.
Wow.
But he has a few years behind him, but he will bring something to the team.
That's pretty cool. Maybe we should watch a Laker game again. We only watch when they're winning.
He just became a free agent, too, just a few days ago. So this is what happens. All right. Enough on sports.
Wow, it's crackling a lot. Did you just move the mic again?
I muted.
Huh. No, you didn't mute?
I did drop my mic, not in the... literally, I dropped my mic, and I think the USB connector may have gotten a little bit tweaked.
Jacked up. When did you drop it?
When the rubber band gave way. The one that's...
That sounds like the beginning of a story, doesn't it?
The one that's suspending.
Okay, talk about...
This one. It just kind of, eventually rubber bands just give out.
Well, and your mic muff is all messed up, too.
Well, that's as good as my muff will do.
Oh, jeez.
I'm lucky I got any audio tonight.
When the rubber band gave way, it just sounds like the story about Grandma's on the roof. All right. There's no chapter marks yet. I got to do the ad, and then I'll chapter mark. Okay, goodbye. Wait, we want no Steve. There we go.
I think you muted yourself.
I muted you. Okay, here we go. Well, after every chit-chat across the pond, I end up by telling you how it's not supported by ads, but that I use Patreon to help fund the creation of all the Podfeed podcasts. It just occurred to me this week, after 57 episodes of Programming by Stealth, and I don't remember how many Taming the Terminals, that the Programming by Stealth episodes really should include a plug to support Bart instead of me, or at the very least, Bart and me. Sure, I play a role in these as the stooge who asks the dumb questions, but if it weren't for Bart's really hard work creating his amazing tutorials that I've mentioned about 18 times in this episode, and thinking up the material and putting up with my dumb questions, we would all be a lot dumber. And that doesn't even include the time he spends on security bits, like in this week's show. So if you can afford to help Bart out and show him the value you get from his contributions, go over to his podcast site, lets-talk.ie, and push either his Patreon or PayPal buttons. Heck, while you're there, subscribe to his Let's Talk Apple and Let's Talk Photography podcast while you're there for even more Bart awesomeness. This is like the Bart Love Fest show.
Bart awesomeness. Maybe you should trademark that.
All right. You can talk as much as you want right now because I'm just going to be security bits.
Are we coming up on a security bits? My favorite time of the week.
It's that time of the week. Are you making fun?
No. Actually, this is, I think a lot of people listen to you because of Bart's security bits.
I think a lot of people skip right over me now that there's chapter marks that go right to Bart. I mean, that's what I would do.
Is that why you were hesitant to put in the chapter marks in the first place?
It was. I'm serious. Okay, I'm actually going to get rid of you. Let me see if I know how to do this still. There we go. I want people to see what I'm doing now. We started doing a double ender. So this is my recording.
You might want to explain
up here
that.
I'm trying to, but you're talking over me. It's not showing in the upper right. That's interesting. In the upper right, you don't have my whole window showing. I wonder if I need to scrunch this down for you to be able to see it better. Hang on. Let me see if I scrunch that up.
Well, I think the selection...
Nope. Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, we see the menu now.
There's better. So now you see my menus. So this track that's in orange right now, that's my track, my recording. So it's both our voices. This one down here is Steve's recording, both our voices. Bart recording. Up here now on the right, you should see decoding. Oh no, it's a pop-up. I guess you can't see it. It says decoding security bits 2018-629 Bart. So I have to wait for that to finish. Maybe while that's going, I go up to tools and split stereo, which you're also not able to see. Interesting.
No, we saw the split.
Yeah, but you can't see the menus is what I'm saying. Boy, your mic sounds nasty, dear.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to do, I can't split stereo probably until it finishes decoding his. And then I'm going to show you how I line them both up. So I will delete Bart on one track, and I will delete me on the other track. So now I can go up to, wait, is it about to do it? I didn't notice. It did it twice. Oh, that's good. Okay. Tools, I'm going to split stereo again. I actually have to make this taller, which is going to make it harder for you to see there. Okay, good. So now it's splitting, and we have to wait for it to do that. I think last time I did this off the air, so you didn't get to see it. It's not that it continuously sounds bad. It's that I hear this all of a sudden.
Yeah, I might have a loose connection. I'd wiggle the USB connector, but I think it's going to go out.
Yeah, well, it did the last time, right? Okay, so where is okay. So now, if you look at this piece right here, if we look at from there to there, see, did I highlight that?
Let me see.
Yeah.
I wonder if I can
in
make
dark
that.
blue. Notice that it looks the same as that. So that's where I need to line these up. So I'm going to take this one. I'm going to take this one. I'm going to line those up. Because Bart does it a little before me. And we're going to zoom in. And you're going to see me delete these. The weird thing is we're slightly... there is a lag that I don't notice when we're talking, but we are out of alignment by a fair amount. It's kind of funny. So now you see these two are lined up. I don't know can you see my cursor, Steve?
Move it around. Yes, it's tiny, but I can see it. Yeah.
So this is Bart on my track, and this is Bart on his track. But now look at the alignment of me. It's off by a lot. So what I've been doing is, so we've each got a lag, but the lag goes in the opposite direction. So what I've been doing is, let me play you. Let's see, I'm going to mute Bart here. And I'll mute me. And now listen to, this is Bart on my track, I think. How are you today, Bart?
I am fine. I'm having this really unusual problem.
Okay, now I'm going to unmute him here and mute him here, and he should sound better.
I am fine. I'm having this really unusual problem. I'm in Ireland, and it's too warm.
Anyway, I don't know if you could tell the difference through Discord, but that sounds better. Get rid of him there, and I'm going to get rid of me here. And then I'm going to line this up. Whoa.
That's me. Sorry. I'm trying to get your screen to be full screen in the chat, or in the. I might be able to, but I might have to mute some other things.
Let's see. Probably not good to do. You're playing me back to me, so.
Yeah. Everyone was hearing that. I was hearing it too.
Okay. So let's
Maybe
see.
I can mute that. Hold on.
I'm going to move this over. All right, because we need some Security Bits music. I like the Security Bits music. There. You hear Tesla snoring?
How about that?
Ooh, look at you.
And I muted that
now that
channel
I've stopped
so you
doing
don't
anything interesting.
So we don't get double audio. I did that in real time in Mimo Live.
Look at that. So right when he said Mimo Live, did you hear it go live? That's what I'm talking about.
Sounded great to me.
Yeah, you aren't monitoring your own voice. I'm going to make you monitor your own voice.
Oh, no.
Okay, wait a minute. I've muted.
So now that I got it full screen, can you start over?
Yeah. Let's see. Even more Bart awesomeness. Okay, good. That's good. Let's move these two over. And then I still have to do some alignment because I don't know whether it's going to be right here. Well, it's that time of the week again. It's time for Security Bits with Bart Busschots. How are you today, Bart?
I am fine. I'm having this really unusual problem. I'm in Ireland and it's too warm.
What? Oh, come on.
Yeah, we have an unseasoned...
Okay. Well, that looks pretty good. I think I will save. Now, I did Security Bits. Yeah, it's not a, put a fork through your brain episode. It's actually a fairly happy time episode.
It's a bit quiet. We're into the silly season.
That sounds good to me. All right, we'll talk to you again.
But regardless of the fact that it's a silly...
Okay, now I can just cut him right there.
Don't cut Bart.
I'm going to.
Midsummer. So it's a bit quiet. We're into the silly season.
That sounds good to me. All right, we'll talk to you again. Oh, I stopped saying...
I think it must be midsummer, so it's a bit quiet. We're into the silly season.
That sounds good to me. Okay, I think I'll cut me there, and I'll split me there. So, did you save that one?
This view?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa, door closed by itself.
Was that the cat?
We're into the silly season.
That sounds good to me.
I was going to say, regardless of the fact that it's the silly season, you should nonetheless, at all times, stay patched, stay secure.
This is a real love fest episode, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Okay, so I want to go find that. Should save. All right.
You're going to be doing more on your editor there?
I will be at the end, but I want to add this back. Don't stop it. What is it? What did you call it?
Allison's screen full frame.
Oh,
I don't know if you have access to it. Do you?
I do.
Excellent.
I just turned it on. Oh, never mind. Hang on.
Can you turn it
Hang
off,
on.
though?
Yes, I can.
There you go.
Oh, that is really cool, Steve.
Excellent.
That's worthwhile. All right, when we're done here, I have two more things I need to add to my control surface. I don't have the video of us, which I did before, and I don't know I got to figure out how to put it back. But let's finish the recording, and go right here. Here we go.
Stay patched, stay secure.
Well, I didn't really intend this entire episode to be a Bart Busschots love fest, but kind of turned into that. But hey, there's not enough love going around in the world, so I think it's okay. But that is going to wind us up for this week. Don't forget to send in your dumb questions. I've not gotten a lot of dumb questions lately. You can send those comments and suggestions to me by emailing me at allison@podfeet.com. If you want to follow me on Twitter, @podfeet. Heck, Instagram me @podfeet. Remember, everything good starts with podfeet.com. Want to become a Patreon? Go to podfeet.com/Patreon after you go to lets-talk.ie and become a patron of Bart's. You want to join our Facebook group? It's at podfeet.com/Facebook. Want to join Google+? Podfeet.com/Google+. You want to join our Discord chat? Where do you think that is? Podfeet.com/chat. Want to help out by just using some Amazon affiliate links? Go to podfeet.com/Amazon. And if you want to join in the fun of the live show, like Jerry Jr. did for the first time in a long time, head on over to podfeet.com/live on Sunday nights at 5 p.m. Pacific time and join the friendly and enthusiastic NosillaCastaways. Thanks for listening and stay subscribed.
And that's a wrap.
I got the vocal fry. Hey, so Kevin, Chuck really liked your comment on, I didn't even know about this, but there, Jerry got some love. On Chuck's show, when he talked to Adam Christensen, Chuck tried to say something obnoxious about me, and Adam defended me.
Ooh.
It was awesome.
Adam defended you.
Yep, Adam defended me, and the only reason I knew about it was because Chuck sent me a thing saying, "Hey, look, somebody thought I was funny when I taught, or that we were funny." And I look, and I'm like, "Oh, that's really cute. Somebody thought you were funny." And I look, and it's big in Virginia. I didn't see you defending me, however. I will have to say.
Oh, I have to read.
Just thought it was funny.
I have to read. Am I unmuted?
Yes, you are unmuted, but 1 second and join the friendly and enthusiastic Nosilla castaways. Thanks for listening and stay subscribed. Okay, now you can yap.
I didn't hear the last note. I'm left hanging.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Wait
for it.
Now it's out.
All right. So I have to read that tweet from Norbert Frassa.
Oh, actually, yeah.
So
I mean, maybe
Norbert,
you should paste it in.
Yeah. Let's see if I can. Hold on. I think I can get the link to this. Copy link to tweet. Yeah.
Maybe.
Check this out. I'll put it in the chat room.
Well, you can read it still. Oh, there it is. Read
so
it,
Norbert
Steve.
Frassa says, starting a GoFundMe to get Chuck Joyner and at Podfeet to sing a duet karaoke version of Time of My Life at Max Stock. I said, I'm in for $10 on that one.
Oh, wait, Mike Potter and I were talking about, Kevin says? Wait, about me and Chuck?
Probably about what Adam defended.
That has to be published for those of us who won't be there to hear it. Oh, man. Have I ever told you about me and singing?
Stretch goal if they dance.
Well, what did Mike say after you said you'd put in $10?
Oh, yeah, let me... his response was, ha, so far we've got $10.50. Someone kicked in 50 cents, apparently. I don't know who.
All right, so you guys go find... so the Twitter handle to look for is at...
I put it in the chat room.
Frassa.
It's in the chat room.
It's okay if I type it again, isn't it?
I guess, but
Oops.
is it
Sorry.
not showing up?
I guess. Okay, so I want to change. I want to go to my control surface here. I want to go to edit. I have video. What is the name of the two pictures of our faces?
It's part of a 3-up. We don't have a single.
I've got the 3-up. But there, what goes into the 3-up? What is my video called, and what is your video called? It's called like Steve's audio and Allison's audio or something like that. No, that's the pure audio. But
so there's Allison's
Presenter
screen.
2D. Presenter 2D.
No.
So when you build 3-up, there's layers within 3-up, right?
So you only have access to the layers. I don't think you have access to the sources. And the layers that you want are 3-up, Al, Chat, Steve.
I have those. But I created a new control surface. In my old control surface, I can see our video.
Define our video. Just you and me?
You and me. Okay. So I will hold it up to the screen. You see how you and me are there talking?
Individually.
Separate
videos. Okay.
So I know it's possible to see it, but I don't know what they're called. I don't know how I got it.
So maybe you do see the sources. So the sources are Allison's screen, main camera, which is me, for me.
Allison's screen?
Allison's screen is what I call when I capture your screen and show your audio hijack or whatever you're using.
So that's not it, right?
That's what I'm using. That's what I call it. Allison Facecam.
Oh, yeah. And where's Allison Facecam? So I don't see Allison Facecam.
Okay. Now, it probably wouldn't be called that because it's coming from you. I don't think the names are the same for you and me, for the sources. Because my source is called main camera.
Let me read what I have. Because I know it's possible because it's in the other control surface. But the other control surface, the name got all wrecked and it looks stupid. So I've got date and time. Probably not that. Big analog clock. I know it's not that. The NosillaCast Live logo. I know it's not that. Station logo. I don't think that's it. NosillaCast lower third. Little analog clock. I've got that one. That's the clock. Where is it? There? Mm-hmm. Right there. That's little analog clock.
I turned it off. Let me turn it back on.
No. There it is.
That was for John.
There is still a little analog clock. Then Allison's screen full frame. That's one you just created.
That's that.
Yeah. 3-up Al Chat Steve, 3-up Al Chat screen share, 3-up Al Chat Steve MacBook. That's Marianne. Mm-hmm. 3-up screen share.
You want to see
3-up
that?
Steve. Yeah, what's 3-up screen share?
So I have to turn these ones off above. That's 3-up. Oh. That's what we used to do. Yeah.
Too big. I don't want to look at that.
All right. So we'll turn that off. Do you want to see the other one?
3-Up Steve? What's 3-Up Steve?
Yeah, I think we were experimenting.
Those were just
the
experimental
chat
ones.
room didn't work well in those.
How about Video Switcher? What's Video Switcher? No. What's Video Switcher?
Video Switcher. That one.
I think it's Presenter 2D. What's Presenter 2D?
Let's try it. Well,
that's pretty good.
That's Presenter. Hold on. That's Presenter 2D.
I have two called Presenter 2D.
So Presenter allows you to do these fades. Did you see the animation where that faded in? That's what Presenter
cool.
does.
So Allison Audio, Steve Audio, that is literally just our audio? Ooh.
Yes.
Look at that coming in and out. That's amazing. Is there a control surface named Big in Virginia? No, but if you go to podfeed.com/wingman.
So what is it you're asking?
I want to know what the name of the button is for to see our video.
Our video is a little ambiguous.
Your video and my video. So like I could turn your face off.
I don't think you have that option because those are sources. Those are not part of the layer stack.
Well, let me go back to the other control surface and see if I can. So I'm going to go back. So let's see if I can. Let me see if I can show this. If I lower my screen
and why would
brightness
you want to turn my
really
face
low,
on?
I'll show you what's wrong with. See the two control surfaces here? Look at the name of the first one.
That's not good. Wait, it
got bright.
Yeah.
Heck, it was real dim.
Angle it.
Can you see it?
Angle it. There.
Huh. It got bright again. Okay. There.
Yeah, it's a
Too much
long
reflection. There.
That's
It's a long,
bright.
screwy looking name. Why is it? It's brightening on its own.
You have auto brightness.
Anyway, but watch. I'm going to go into this one. I bet I can turn you off. Nope. I can move you around on screen on my control surface. I can turn that on and off. So, but I got you as sources. Well, phooey. Because that's an easier way for me to see what I look like is if it was just in front of me. But, oh well. If you won't let me have it.
No, I just don't think that's possible with your tool there.
Uh-oh.
I think the only person that can see the individual source inputs is the showrunner.
Then how did I get it in here?
I don't know.
I can prove it can be done because it's here.
But it's not working.
No, it's working. On the one with the screwy long name, I can see it.
Well, but we
Watch.
can't.
I can.
Maybe you can see it for yourself.
I want me to be able to see it on
okay.
this control surface. That
Okay.
I'm not. I don't care about you guys. This is all about me.
Well, we can work
So
this off.
boring. Well, no, we have to be broadcasting for me to be able to see it. Well, we don't have to be live though.
Right.
All right. Oh, it's 6:03. I should let class go, shouldn't I?
Yes.
All
you
right.
should.
Yes, you have lost a lot of weight since that picture was taken, Kevin. You have to keep taking thinner and thinner ones. All right. Well, we are probably should call it. Steve, you want to say goodnight to the kids?
Good night, Gracie.
I just realized Mech Lurker hasn't said a word the whole time. There she is. Impressive.
I think
It's the first time I've seen her chat.
I think she's still unpacking.
Yeah, I bet she is. She just moved back into her house after having a construction done for 7 months. But happy Canada Day, everybody. Thank you for coming. Bye, Rose. Mwah. Shut us off, Steve.
Good night.